Next topic is relationship between zeros and coefficients of a polynomial. Let us take an example. Polynomial px is equal to 2x square minus 8x plus 6. As you know, how can we find the number of zeros of a polynomial? First of all, to find the zeros, we factorize it. 2x square minus 8x plus 6 equal to 0. So, factorize, everyone knows now how to factorize. So, first of all, we factorize it and find the value of x. Here you see that this polynomial is factorized and we get x minus 3 and 2x minus 2, and value of x, one value of x is 3 and one value of x is 1. Let us take alpha is equal to 3 and beta is equal to 1. अल्फ़ा एंड बीटा आर द टू ज़ीरोस. हम इसके जस्ट नेम रख रहे हैं. 3 को ले लिया अल्फ़ा और 1 को ले लिया बीटा. ठीक है. सो नाउ फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी फाइंड सम ऑफ द ज़ीरोस, कि जो हमारे पास इस पॉलिनोमियल की दो ज़ीरोज़ आई हैं उन दोनों का हम क्या फाइंड आउट कर लेंगे, सम. दैट इज़ इक्वल टू अल्फ़ा प्लस बीटा. What is the value of alpha? 3. What is the value of beta? 1 is equal to 4. Now we can find product of zeros. So we find product of zeros, that is equal to alpha into beta. Alpha is 3 multiplied by beta, that is equal to 3. Here we have another method to find the sum of zeros. Without finding the zeros, we have another method to find the sum of zero. The sum of the zeros is equal to the minus coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. So minus coefficient of x is, as you know, coefficient of x is minus 8. So minus 8 upon coefficient of x square is 2. 2 minus minus plus 8 upon 2 is equal to 4. As you see, sum of 0 here, sum of 0 is 4. Also here sum of zeros is equal to 4. So sum of zeros is equal to minus, this is the standard form of quadratic polynomial. So coefficient of x is b minus b upon coefficient of x square is a. So in this way we can find sum of zeros without finding the zeros. Next is product of zeros, that is equal to constant term upon coefficient of x square. As you see, the constant term is 6 and coefficient of x square is 2. So answer is 3. Here also product of zeros is 3 and here also product of zeros is 3. So product of zeros is equal to C upon A. Now what will you observe? We observe that sum of zeros is equal to alpha plus beta is equal to minus coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. Similarly, in this way, product of zeros is equal to alpha into beta is equal to constant term upon coefficient of x square. So this is the relationship between zeros and coefficients of polynomials. Let us take an example. Find the zeros of quadratic polynomial x square plus 7x plus 10 and verify relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. We have to firstly find the zeros. After that, we verify the relationship between zeros and the coefficients. So, the polynomial is x square plus 7x plus 10. First of all, we factorize this polynomial. So, after factorize, this polynomial becomes x plus 5 and x plus 2 are the two factors of this polynomial. So, value of x is minus 5 and minus 2. Let us take alpha is equal to minus 5 and beta is equal to minus 2. So, now first of all we find the sum of zeros. Sum of zeros is equal to alpha plus beta, that is equal to minus 5 plus minus 2, that is equal to minus 7, or we can write minus 7 as minus 7 upon 1. So what is the 7? Here 7 is the coefficient of x. And what is 1? 1 is the coefficient of x square. Here यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं है, it means यहाँ पे क्या है 1. So 1 is the coefficient of x square. So in this way, sum of zeros is equal to minus coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. Now we find product of zeros. Alpha into beta. So what is the value of alpha? Minus 5, and value of beta is minus 2, which is equal to 10, or we can write it 10 upon 1. So what is 10? 10 is the constant term. Upon what is 1? 1 is the coefficient of x square. So product of zeros is equal to constant term upon coefficient of x square. So hence verified. In this way, we can verify the sum of zeros and product of zeros, and we can find the relationship between zeros and the coefficients. The next question is, find a quadratic polynomial, the sum and product of whose zeros are minus 3 and 2 respectively. Now, in this question, we have to find the quadratic polynomial, and the sum and product of zeros is given. Means, so solution is sum of two zeros is given. Let alpha and beta be the two zeros. So sum of the zeros is minus 3, and alpha into beta product of the zeros is given, that is 2. Now we have to find the quadratic polynomial. In the previous questions, quadratic polynomial is given and we have to find the sum of zeros and product of zeros. But in this question, product of zeros and sum of zeros is given and we have to find the quadratic polynomial. And Let the quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c. As you know, this is the standard form of quadratic polynomial. So firstly we can write it in this way, and we have to find the quadratic polynomial, and zeros and product is given, sum and the product of zeros is given. So remember the formula: x square plus alpha minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha into beta. This is the, you have to remember this formula. Just put the values and you get the polynomial. So x square minus alpha plus beta is given, that is minus 3 x plus, and alpha into beta is also given, that is 2. So solve this: x square minus minus plus 3x plus 2. So this is the quadratic polynomial whose product and sum of zeros are minus 3 and 2. So in this way we can find quadratic polynomial if sum and product of zeros are given. Here value of a is 1, value of b is 3, and value of c is 2.